Hi folks, how are you? Doing well? Yeah? Speaker's blocking some tables, it's bugging me. It's okay, I'll deal with it. I'm Peter Eden, I'm the president of Landmark College, and every semester we have Convocation, which is a formal welcome for our students, our new students. In the fall, it's slightly bigger, a greater number of students, but every spring we have a good number of students as well. So we have a Convocation. It's typically done, say, under the tent or inside, depending on which one, and with full regalia, and the silly hats we have to wear, right? And everybody marches, but because of our COVID risk management, we delayed it a little bit. So this is the very first time where we've had a convocation a few weeks into the semester. But it's still a formal welcome to you all, to our community, okay? Now, I have just a couple of things I want to mention, mostly to the students, all right? Mostly to the students, if you want to. This will only be an hour, not my talk, it'll be about an hour for the whole event, I think, but don't worry. So what I want to talk about right now is the fact that you've been accepted to Landmark College, clearly, you're already here. We know you're college capable. Like any college, forget about LD, any college, you may not be college ready, we know that. And you're here for a reason. The reason is you need a college education and you need the right environment for success. I know you're here because we specialize in learning differences, but, you know, it's mostly the right environment you need and the right teaching and the right support. That's what you need, and ways to understand and, you know, employ your strengths that you have. So we're simultaneously a specialty college and a traditional college. We have everything you'd expect at a smallish New England college, everything. But we home in on the neurodiversity element of teaching and learning. That's our thing, obviously. So, remember, you're here for a reason. The main reason is you're college capable. You're gonna be successful. You just chose an environment which recognizes neurodiversity as a strength, not a weakness, okay? Now, here are my other reminders. Get your money's worth. You think your parents want you to get your money's worth? Yeah. That means try your best to see your advisors. Talk with your professors. Utilize all the resources here. In almost every case, it's all part of the package, all right? We know, we've seen students who, they're just not gonna go to advisor or coaching, or they're not gonna avail themselves of this resource. Don't do it. Trust me, don't do it. That's what makes us different. We've got so much support. Please try your hardest there to break your old habits and engage in these resources. That's what makes us different. Now, I say this every time, and it sounds so trite and cliche, but don't ever give up, okay? Just don't give up, period. Don't give up, whatever you do. I don't care if you fall into the same crack again, don't give up. And don't forget to go to class, all right? Trust me, I was the same way. Sometimes I tell the story. In college, I remember thinking, I can beat the system. I know, I'll just study more. And I convinced myself, I can miss a class, I can make up for it. And it was crazy to think that. You immediately get behind. Now layer on top of that, maybe you have some challenges in this discipline, whatever it is. And it's really digging yourselves a hole that's unnecessary. Go to class. You have to go to class. I learned the hard way. Thought I could outsmart it and everything. No, it was a drag. I didn't do as well when I played those kinds of games. But it had to happen to me to realize it wasn't smart, okay? I'm telling you right up now, it's not smart. Go to class, okay? We also, and I think we may hear about the rush principles. Has anybody heard of the rush principles at the college? Wait a minute, who is it back there? Are you ambassadors? Are you already working here at the college and students? Of course you know the rush principles. Look at that. I may call on you though. Any new students know what the rush principles are? Yes, no? What are they? Nice job. Both of you. You get credit too. 25% credit. You get, all right. Rush, understanding, safety, honesty, right? Rush principles. We try to live by the Rush principles here, okay? Everyone, you're all citizens of this community, and we're not perfect, okay? We'll make mistakes, and you can make mistakes in college. It's a place where you can make mistakes, and it's not as deleterious to your life and your development. But don't intentionally harm anyone. You'll go home, okay? Do you think your parents wanted if you're sent home? No way. So adhere to the Rush principles. We're very, very serious about that. This place, baked into the cake of this place, is inclusion and understanding, and the belief that differences are strengths. Differences in many manifestations. Be respectful, but we know you're not perfect either, and we know you'll make mistakes. Okay, what else do I have here? Did I say go to class? You sure? Yes. Okay. Sometimes we talk about there's a one road up at the top. What's that road that leads to all the residence hall? What's the name of that road? Perseverance Lane. It's all about perseverance. Don't give up. Don't give up. Just keep working hard, okay? It's these types of things that work best. Now, the last thing I want to say is don't try to go it alone, okay? Don't go it alone. I tried to go it alone to college, never worked that well, okay? But I thought I could do it. It was a big mistake, rookie error. Don't do it, especially at a place like this, which is loaded with resources. Plus, we're a small college. We are here to help you. I'm available, okay? I can't solve any problem. I'll turn it over to the academic team, a student affairs team, but I'm around too. You can come and see me. That's just the way we operate, okay? Small college, comprehensive college, enrolling smart young people, happen to have a learning difference, but we're going to make sure if you work hard, you will improve all the time and you'll reach your goals. We've seen it many, many times. It takes hard work, though. So, what better way to convince you of this further than to receive the student welcome? So at this point, Dylan, you the SGA president, Student Government Association. Student Government Association President Dylan Basora-Kennelly, come on up for the student welcome. Thank you, folks.
Hi, I'm Dylan Basora-Kennelly. I've been at Landmark for 7 semesters at this point, and I'm currently a residential assistant, a peers assistant, and the Student Government Association president. When I came in 2019, I was sitting where most of you are currently sitting, but I came from a different college after failing out of it. I was not exactly thrilled. So I was very nervous going back into college, and I wasn't sure I was making the right decision. But 3.5 years later, I'm pretty sure I made that right decision. I have run into walls, and most of you will run into walls as well. But what you need to remember is that they're walls. You can get around them if you persevere. And I can tell you this from experience, because trust me, I've run into plenty of walls. And I've learned many things while at college, one of which is college can be many things. It can be stressful, it can be tiring, it can be thrilling and fun, but you have to get out there and try your hardest, because you get back what you give. And you can take many routes throughout college. You can go it completely alone, which I'm gonna suggest against. It works for some, but not for many. So really, you gotta try to find the people you fit in with the most. And it's also important to find out what in college works best for you. You can focus entirely on your academics and just nothing but it, or you could focus entirely on your social life, which also not the best idea, because you still gotta go to class and pass them, but I'd suggest finding that correct work-life balance. And I'd also like to encourage everybody to try to get out of their comfort zone, because, you know, at college there's plenty of new things, and if you stay entirely in your comfort zone and don't try searching for those new things, you never know what you're missing out on. You can try a new thing and you can go, I don't like it, and it's totally fine, but I'd recommend against not trying at all. And before I end this, I would like to welcome all of you to Landmark College, and I hope that you all have as great of a journey as I've had at this college. It is now my pleasure to introduce our alumni speaker, Amber LaFlamme, from the Landmark College class of 2020.
Hello, everyone. Okay, let me get up in here a little bit more. First of all, I want to say I'm so honored and happy to be able to speak with you all today. Now let's set the scene a little bit. 80-something degrees, sun beating, sweat running. I sat out underneath the quad under a large white tent with the pain in my stomach from anxiety and excitement. I first came to Landmark College in the fall of 2013, right out of high school. To be honest, I hated school and was not ready to be in college. This hatred reflected in my first 2 semesters at Landmark. I didn't do well, and I also let my anxiety take over and prevent me from going to classes. After that first year at Landmark, I decided that I needed a break, so I left and entered the workforce, where I worked at a high-end spa for about 2 years. I enjoyed a lot of aspects of working at the spa, and even received a promotion to supervisor. However, after this promotion is when reality literally hit me in the face. I realized that I was being paid less than someone else that was working beneath me that I was supervising, just because I didn't have a college degree. This was my push to go back to Landmark and give my education another chance. I returned to Landmark College in the fall of 2016, and Landmark supported and assisted me in coming up with an academic plan. This academic plan was for me to put into action for that first academic year back. On this plan, I promised to use the Drake Center at least 3 times a week, meet with my advisor regularly, and to participate in an academic success course. My advisor at the time, Susan Frischberg, supported me with my goals, and she also helped me find additional resources when I needed them. The first 2 semesters back were a real challenge. However, I persevered and learned to love learning. I learned that I hated school because no one knew how to educate me, but Landmark College's professors gave me another chance. Professors Lynn Shea and John Kipp provided me with the tools and skills that I needed to be a good writer. Professors Eric Maddie and Roxanne Hamilton helped me develop confidence, become a good communicator, and a good presenter. Professor Jeff Burgess was not only a great professor, but he also was the main reason that I was able to get my BA from Landmark. There are so many incredible and amazing people here at Landmark College that it's hard not to mention them all, but there's definitely a lot more. I graduated in the spring of 2018 with my AA in liberal studies with a concentration in communications. From there, I went on to be the 2nd Landmark College graduate with my BA in the Communications and Entrepreneurial Leadership in the fall of 2020. Since graduating with my BA in the fall of 2020, I worked with Jan Copeland in Career Connections to update my resume and learn interview skills. Jan was also able to point me in the right direction of job and internship opportunities. Due to all the support and skills that I received at my time at Landmark, I was able to receive a job working in the registrar here at the college. Landmark College was once just another place to me. However, spending about 5.5, 6 years here, it became my home. You may hear many success stories from many other alums. However, I hope mine will give you the understanding that it is okay to make mistakes. Landmark College will always be here for you, and they will always be giving you more and more opportunities to succeed. It is now my pleasure to introduce Michael Luciani, Vice President for Student Affairs.
Good morning. I have the pleasure of introducing all of you to members and representation of the student leadership at Landmark College. So at this time, I'm going to ask all student leaders who are in the room to come up and join me on the stage. All right. It's always a good sign when we have more student leaders than we have stage. So the group of students that are before us consists of students who have chosen to take a position of service and leadership on our campus. And today we want to recognize their exceptional work. Like many of us here today, these students have made the commitment to share their talents, gifts, and strengths to make Landmark College a strong, meaningful community and experience. In their work, they serve as peers and mentors, telling new students the truth about what it means to be here, to remind you that, like them, you can do this, that this is a good place, and these are good people. You can trust them, but you need to work harder than they do to truly be successful. New students, we ask you to look to your student leaders as they serve as a role model of our core values of respect, understanding, safety, and honesty. Now, I remember seeing many of their faces when they were sitting right where you are right now at their convocation ceremony. They were nervous, they were excited, and they knew they had a lot to offer our community. What's most important is on that day at their convocation, they officially became sharks, just like you are today. Remember, you belong here. So to all of our student leaders, thank you for stepping up to this opportunity to serve our campus and the students at Landmark College. And to all of our new students, decide what you have to offer and what you would like to share, and how you can contribute to your community this semester. And then it'll be your turn to step forward. You have earned your place here today, and you are a shark. Remember, you are fierce, you are determined, and you are always moving forward. Thank you. It is now my honor to introduce Dan Miller, the Associate Professor of Religion and Social Thought and the Chair of the Department of Liberal Studies.
Good morning. The real reason I agreed to do this is because it lets me take my mask off for just a couple minutes here. I want to begin by echoing the other speakers by welcoming everybody here to a strange convocation in a strange time on a day with fittingly strange weather. So thank you all for being here. As they said, my name is Dan Miller. I'm in my 10th year at Landmark College. I'm in the Department of Liberal Studies. And I was invited to offer the faculty perspective. And I was not always a faculty member at Landmark College. Once, long ago, I was a student. And so as I thought about what it might mean to offer that faculty perspective, I thought I'd offer just a few insights that might be helpful to people undertaking their student careers. And yes, I am now old enough that I presume to have advice to offer, but I'm also young enough that I promise to keep it short. So to that end, I have two sort of big pieces of advice, I think, and two more practical considerations. The first insight I have to offer to the students is this: your time as a college student can be among the most rewarding periods of your life. But to paraphrase the great observer of culture, Ferris Bueller, it moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around once in a while, you can miss it. So focus on your academic work. I don't want to get in trouble with Dr. Eden if I don't say that. And I'm a professor, so of course I'll tell you to focus on your academic work. But get involved in other activities. Get to know the region. Get to know the tremendous people around you on this campus. Take advantage of extracurricular opportunities. Many of my most memorable life experiences came as a college student, as did many of my most significant lasting relationships. Don't let this time pass you by. If all you have when you leave Landmark College is a degree, you'll have missed out. My second piece of advice is to cultivate your curiosity. You'll take all kinds of courses at Landmark College. We'll make you do that. And you never know which ones might spark an interest or an insight that you didn't even know you had. Even more importantly, that curiosity is what will propel you forward through a life filled with opportunities and challenges we can't even imagine sitting here today. The curiosity I cultivated as a college student has stayed with me and defined my life since. The areas in which I teach and research weren't even on my horizon when I was a student. I'm a co-host of a podcast, and they didn't have those long ago when I would ride my dinosaur to class. And I couldn't have imagined the projects that I'm involved in now. So that spark of curiosity that ignited when I was a student is what continues to carry me through, and I hope that the same will be true for you. Those are my two big insights, for whatever they're worth. Here are the more practical ones. First, though you may not believe it, the world will not end if you have class before 11 a.m. or if you have to wake up and come to a convocation before 11 a.m. Even in Vermont in February, the sun is up by 11, kind of. I wrote that before I looked at the weather, I guess. And you really can be too. Here's the second. The internet existed before you sat down for class, and it will still be there after class. You don't need to check your social media accounts, your texts, or Netflix during class. Even during these challenging times in which we find ourselves, all those things will still be there in 60 or 90 minutes. And let's be honest, if the worst happens, if the zombie apocalypse really does strike while you're in class, it probably won't matter whether or not you saw it online before they stormed the classroom. And finally, on a more sincere note, and most importantly, again, echoing Dr. Eden, please know that we are all here to help you succeed. When things aren't working the way you want, when you feel like you're on your own, please remember that you're not. The greatest resource you have at Landmark College is its faculty and staff. So that's it. That's what I've got. So I'll close by once again offering sort of a belated but sincere welcome to Landmark. And I would like to welcome to the stage Jill Hinckley, Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of Education. Thank you.
Good morning. It's a wonderful day. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited to see new students and families here. People often ask me, how long have you been at Landmark? And I say, I grew up at Landmark. That's how long I've been here. And I hope that's what happens for all of you too, that you have the opportunity and the experiences and the love for this place, that not only do you grow up, but you continue to come back over and over again. I want to welcome you here officially from academics, both folks here in the audience, but also our families and students online. And you may be wondering what all the fuss is about, this thing called Convocation. And lots of people standing up here giving speeches, and the time is pumping away, and you're wondering when we're soon going to be done. And you're sitting here and you're listening, and we're hoping that you're gaining little bits of wisdom and hope. And I stand here wondering how you will remember the moment, if at all. I'll let you in on a secret. Important moments linger long after they are experienced because those experiences mean that you are at a crossroads. And you're at a crossroads today. A crossroads that will cement your commitment to yourself and a place where many people believe in you and are here to support you. What path will you choose? Are you willing to risk and rebound, struggle and succeed, question and answer, get elbow deep in the process of your becoming? Dwell in possibility, as Emily Dickinson wrote. So now I'm going to ask all the students here to stand up because we have a gift for you that signifies our commitment to one another. Now, if nothing else, there's a reason that you got out of bed. So the coin in this that you were just given in this little piece of paper is a shared promise we are making through this ceremony. Landmark College chose you to become part of this community because we believe in you. By accepting the coin, you are choosing to believe in yourself. Think of the coin as a talisman for when times get tough, when you are challenged, when you are overwhelmed. Pull out the coin, hold on to it, take a deep breath, and be reminded of the symbolic magic that comes from the mutual promises we share. The coin contains 3 important symbols that embody the charge we have for you as you go forward on your academic journey at Landmark College. 1 is a shield containing the Landmark College Rush Principles. 2 is a winding path, and 3, our school motto, Nosce te ipsum, which is Latin, and yes, I did look that up to see how to pronounce it. The Rush values on the shield are to help you be open to new ways of thinking and new experiences on your academic journey, respect for yourself and others, understanding that we are all part of a community that is growing together. Safety, to express yourself and allow others to grow and change. And honesty about what you need to learn and grow. The winding path is to remind you that as you travel down this path, be brave. Remember, you may encounter crossroads at many points in your Landmark journey. Consider those junctures as opportunities to be your best selves. And finally, our school motto, Nosce ipsum, know thyself. It is the essential key to your path of becoming and a lifelong commitment. We are so glad you have chosen to be here with us for this wonderful time of self-discovery. Thank you so much for your attention. And now, please welcome President Eden back for closing remarks.
Thank you, Jill. Ferris Bueller. Didn't Ferris Bueller hack into the school computer system and change grades? Isn't that right? Yeah. Dylan says, yeah, right. Don't do that. But do heed the advice of Dr. Miller and Dylan and stop and enjoy life, okay? That's part of the college experience. And have fun. Get your work done first. Earn it. Get your work done first and then have fun, okay? I will thank Whitney in particular for putting on this unusual convocation ceremony where we wanted to make it really, really simple, but also nice. Thank you. Whitney and others, it's a great job. Thank you for the students. I got to tell you, I mean, it would have been challenging to pull me into a convocation ceremony my first semester of college, or if I had transferred. Honestly, it would have been tough for me to do that. It wouldn't have been my thing. So I get it. For you to show up today and listen and probably hear a few things makes us feel great. And you may remember this years down the road. And I hope so, okay? So welcome to Landmark College. We believe in you, we're here for you, and we know there'll be ups and downs, and that's life, okay? So balance everything, work hard, and you'll succeed. I am charged with talking about lunch. When does lunch start, Whitney? It's on the schedule. So soon, thank you, up in the dining hall, come up for a nice lunch, okay? I'll be up there as well, talk with other families. I'll try to walk around and talk with you all as well. So thank you all for coming to the Convocation Ceremony. I'll hopefully see you at lunch. And students, we believe in you. Thanks.